Hi, I'm Jackson Kaufman, and for video project number 2, I had problem number 6. So to start off, my function was f of x equals e to the x minus 2x over x squared plus 1. So I first off had to find the derivative of this function, so I used the quotient rule. I set up the quotient rule by first finding the derivative of the top times the bottom minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. So in this function it was e to the x minus 2 times x squared plus 1 minus e to the x minus 2x times 2x over x squared plus 1 squared. From this being the derivative, I then put this into my calculator into y equals and graphed it, as well as putting it equal to 0 with numeric solver. I was then able to find I was able to find two relative extrema. One was at x equals negative 0.533, and the other was at x equals 1. While looking at the graph, I found that for negative 0.553, the derivative was positive, then negative, while negative 0.55 was 0. So I was able to conclude that x equals negative 0.553 was the relative max. For x equals 1, the derivative graph went negative 0, then positive, which I was able to find here. I was able to conclude that as the relative min. So next, I had to find the absolute extrema in between the interval negative 4 and 4. So it was from here that I was able to look at the graph once again, and I was put it to the interval of negative 4 and 4, and I used the table function on the graphing calculator, as well as the trace function on the calculator, where I was able to find the minimum. When I was looking for the minimum, I knew 1 was a relative minimum, and it was in between the interval. So I looked at 1, and it was 0.359, which ended up being the absolute minimum compared to negative 4, which was approaching 0 but never got to 0. And I was able to find that the absolute maximum was 4, and then the y value is 2.741 as the absolute maximum. Thank you, and I hope you have a good one.